The Abraham Lincoln School in Bangor welcomes some special guests today. UMaine women's basketball and men's hockey players came to an assembly there. The special event was emceed by TV5's Brittany McCatton and Brian Sullivan. After having to cancel school unexpectedly one day this year, the school was faced with a challenge that led to the decision to add an extra hour to 5 Mondays. They decided they would do something special with the students in those hours. Today's event was a pep rally where students got to learn cheers and hear about the athletes' experiences.
Really trying to find ways to enrich the program that we already have for our students. And so we've invited some really special friends from the university. We have some basketball players and some hockey players and some cheerleaders here to inspire students and really engage them in how do we set goals and how hard they work toward their academics and their athletics.
After the assembly, the UMaine athletes went around to the students' classrooms to talk to them some more and answer their questions. Fun day.